Órale, todos los tres chingones, boxing shots, all the chingones y chingonas. We have a lot to get through, too much to get through. Let's see how much we could get through it. Let's see how much we could get through. All right, man. Shout out to JC, Shawana from Nebraska, Mile High, the heavyweight champ, Anthony Bravo, Artie Familia. What's going on? Gordo, Gordito. All right, let's go ahead. Let's bring in El Gran Chingon, El Mero Mero, one Mr. David Contreras.
Hey, what's going on, Cholo? I missed you guys last week. I was on date night with my wife, but hey, brother, I still got the Virgil Ortiz shirt on. And I know you guys touched on it. You know what? I want to touch a little bit on it later on if we find some time. But you know what? He's number one, brother. Listo.
Well, you know what? Let's touch on it right now. We're waiting for Mikey. Mikey should be joining us in a little bit. But yeah, we gave our takes. What was your take on the Virgil Ortiz performance?
You know what, man? Virgil Ortiz is the real deal, brother. Virgil Ortiz is the real deal. I can't wait till his next fight. I personally believe it's going to be against Spence. Spence now is supposedly training again, and I think that's a money fight. You know what I mean? Dude, he's not afraid of Boots Ennis. Boots Ennis is not a threat. Eddie Hearn is pushing Boots Ennis. Eddie Hearn is brainwashing a lot of people that Boots Ennis is the next Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? The coming of Jesus Christ. Bro, I'm telling you, Boots Ennis at 147, he was good. Not great. He was good. We haven't seen him really prove himself at 154. Who has he fought? That guy Lemus, we had never heard of him. You know what I mean? But yet, look at Virgil. Look at what he did last week. I mean, bro, he is the real deal. I want to see Boots Ennis fight one of the Russians. Put him against any one of the Russians. Any one of the Russians. You know, not against Sayas. He'll beat, everybody beats Sayas. You know what I mean? But put him against one of the Russians and then make that face and say, Boots Ennis just might be. Dude, he hasn't proved himself. He hasn't, you know what? And if Virgil does fight him, dude, Virgil will knock him out, just like he did last week.
Wow. Powerful words from a powerful man. I'm not there with you, brother. I'm not. I think Boots Ennis is the real deal. I do. I think he is the real. But really? I'm with you. I'm with you on this. I don't think that fight happens next. I don't think it happens next. I think they have a fight, maybe even two, before they meet each other. But yeah, that fight does not happen next. But when it does, hopefully it's a much bigger fight because both of them are still building their brand. So we'll see.
What do you think about Virgil Ortiz fighting Spence next? You know what? Did you see Spence? He was in the locker room. I mean, you never see Spence come out. He was in the locker room. I think they're preparing him for it. And supposedly he's back in training again. I think that if they are going, I don't think they're going to fill Dallas Stadium, but I think that they will have a lot of people. They're both from Dallas, either him or against Charlo. Charlo would be a really good fight too for Virgil.
I'm not that mad at it because it's something that he's wanted to do for the state of Texas. For the state of Texas. So I'm not that mad. Is that a fight that I really want to see him in? No, but if he wants that fight and it's on his bucket list, then go ahead, get it out of the way right now. Go ahead and do it now and have Boots fight somebody else as well. Yes. And then you guys meet up. So I'm not that. So many people are pissed off about it. I'm not that upset about it. As long as Boots and Virgil meet at some point, I'm cool with it. And when I say at some point, I don't mean 5 years from now. I mean in the near future. You know, this time next year, after one, maybe two fights, they meet up. Then I'm cool with it. But yeah, I don't have too much of an issue with it.
And I think they will meet. Without a doubt, I think they will meet after one fight. Maybe I don't see two, one fight. I just want Boots to show me if he's a real deal at 154. He's a real deal at 147, but at 154. He hasn't proved it yet.
Okay. All right, David. I stand where I stand, man. I think Boots is the real deal, man. So, all right. Let's get into a little bit of breaking news before we get on the fights that happened last week. And we are going to get into the card that's coming up tomorrow. But a little bit of breaking news. David, Subiro Matias tested positive for Austrian, the same thing that Ryan Garcia tested positive for. Now, to the best of my knowledge, no punishment has came down yet because they still got to test his B sample. But we all know what that's really about. Super Matias possibly getting stripped of his title and suspended for a year. I like Subrio Matias. I like watching him fight. I think he's one of the top dog, if not the top dog at 140. Now he's going to be sidelined. It looks like he's going to be sidelined. I think his B samples they come up positive as well. What's your thoughts on Subrio Matias being sidelined for about a year or so?
You know, when he lost his belt against, what was it, Bottle that he lost his belt to?
Yeah.
Remember, he lost his belt. The guy was from Australia.
In Puerto Rico, I think it was.
Yeah. You know, he's not the monster, bro. He's not the monster we all thought he was. He was the one that was being trained by, what's his name, the guy from Mexico, the guy that's training Camarón, right? And then right after that fight, he dropped his trainer, the Mexican guy, the Chicano, right? He was being trained with him in not Culiacan, in Mazatlan somewhere. And then he dropped him. You know, we'll wait for the B sample. If not, suspend him. I don't think he's the monster in that division anymore. Gary Russell, I think he's the real deal at 140 right now. You know what I mean? I think he's the monster that I don't think he's a big threat in that division right now.
Okay. I still like watching him.
At one time.
I still like watching him fight. And when I heard they popped dirty, and no, like I said, they still got to do the B sample, and we'll see what happens with that. But most likely he's gonna be suspended. Antoine Russell, he is he's a big threat at 140. So
he's a monster.
Yeah, we'll see. I kind of want to get into the whole monster thing, but we'll get that when we get to Benavides. But anyway, David, we had a couple of fights over the weekend. Let's get to them. Emiliano Vargas Jr. What did you see? Now, I wasn't able to see the fight. I was only able to see the highlights. I didn't know how to go back and rewatch the fight. I know you were able to find it like on Tubi and a couple of other platforms, but I was busy Saturday night. So when I came back Sunday, I'm like, okay, let me see if I could go on one of these platforms and rewatch the fight. I wasn't able to rewatch the entire fight. I was only able to watch the highlights. So I want to hear from you and the boxing scientist from Mikey TV 365 right here. What did you guys see from What did you see, David, from Emiliano Vargas?
You know what, brother? I didn't watch the card. I mean, I was set to watch the card. I fell asleep. I was literally set to watch the card, and I was just sleepy, and I went to bed, man. And then I read about it the following day. I understand he went the 10 rounds or the 8 rounds, and I mean the guy, he couldn't knock him out, but it's a good challenge for him. But I didn't watch none of those fights. I fell asleep.
Okay, Mikey, I was only able to watch the highlights because I couldn't figure out how to go back and rewatch the entire fight. I was able to do that when they were on ESPN, but I wasn't able to see the entire fight, just the highlights. You text me, Holmes, when I was at the concert. What was the look like? Because I can only speak on the highlights.
Yeah, I believe Emiliano dropped him in the first, or he rattled them in the first round. Because I text you early in the early round, right?
Yeah.
So and then the fight got a little harder, more complicated. He's still young. He got that work. He got some work, and they've been giving him these tomato cans. I guess this tomato can was a little bit more a little bit more skill, but in reality, he's still a prospect. He got that work, but his punch, he didn't look strong. He was fighting in Mexico. Maybe I don't know. I believe he was sick. I'm not sure because I've been reading a whole bunch of stuff. Canelo's back, but scratch that. But he didn't look sharp. He was fighting in Mexico. He didn't look like himself, but then again, they gave him nothing but tomato cans. So it was good work for him, though. Good work.
Hey, Mikey, was the guy a tomato can? I had read that he gave him a good fight. Was he a tomato can, you think?
I mean, I never heard of him. I looked at his record. I seen his style. Like, dude, he's not that good. It's the eye test that I go for. He's
On paper, he wasn't that
yeah,
good. But what
he
about
wasn't
it
that good on
watching?
paper. And I saw his highlights, and he didn't look that good. And Emiliano didn't look strong. I don't know. He didn't look strong. The fight was in Mexico. He was training in Mexico, and also he comes out on YouTube, and he's starting to get into like that. No, he's in that social media realm too. I think he's not focused 100%. Like he should just leave that alone if he wants to be the man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Don't be like the Armando. Don't be like that, brother. You know, that guy, he's all about the flash and everything. Emiliano just needs to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to just stay focused, man. So you know what? He got some rounds in. So that's all, you know, from watching the highlights, it looked like it was a pretty good fight. And I like that he got some rounds in. I do. I like that it took him into some deep waters because he's usually just knocking the dudes out, man. So I'm glad that he had an opponent there that was just there to take him all the way to the distance. What about Rafa Espinosa, man? I called it, dog. I called it that they're gonna stop it just because to save that Eastern European from himself. I called that, man. And when I saw the highlights, I'm like, yep, that's exactly what happened, man. How did Rafa Espinosa look like to you, Mikey?
Just let me bring these stuff up. But he looked good. But he didn't train with his trainer, Manny Robles. He trained in Mexico. He didn't want to come over here because of the fight. He trained it. Heck yeah. But what brother? Emiliano been waiting training. Whatever. We'll read that after. Shauna. Yeah, he was training with Barrera in Mexico. He didn't come to train in LA, so he didn't really care about this fight. He fought a little guy, Rafael. He's on a different level. He does get hit with that right hand, and he got hit with that right hand, but he stopped him at the end. I called knockout, but you said stoppage. But eventually, we were both right. The fight was going to be over by the ref or being knocked out. But he looked good. This was a showcase type of fight. The Ukrainian was pretty good. I seen his highlights, and he was landing some shots, but Rafael's too good, too big, too strong, too everything. He just got to work on it, how to block that right hand on his defense a little bit, but he's phenomenal. But like I said, he was in training with Manny Robles. He trained with Barrera in Mexico because he was too lazy to come to LA.
Hey, Manny, Mikey, has he dropped Manny Robles or is he still with Manny Robles?
From what I heard in Spanish, that he didn't want to do the fight wasn't worth having training camp in LA, so he just had training camp in Mexico with Barrera. But I haven't heard anything that he dropped Manny Robles. But you know, these fighters with Manny Robles, they just leave out of nowhere.
No, man. I hope he did it because you know what, Manny made him the champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just hope every one of these idiots that leave him. You know what I mean? They end up coming back. Andy Reese is one of them. You know, and there's many more that left. I hope.
Valdez.
Yeah.
Okay, he was advising. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, maybe he felt like this wasn't a big enough fight where he needed to come over and train with Manny for it. But you know, I mean, those are trap fights, man. When you don't take your opponent serious, that could be a trap fight for you. So I don't ever underestimate any opponent. But it was probably just for him, like, you know what, man, I could, you know, get some advising from Barrera and not have to go through a full training camp with Robles. So, you know, it could be something like that. Hey, gentlemen, listen. I know you guys probably don't want to talk about it much, man, but damn it, I want to talk about it. All right. There was a big fight over the weekend. Okay. Huge fight over the weekend. Connor the Destroyer Ben gets his revenge on Chris Eubank Jr. in a great comeback fight, man. Nearly stops him. I mean, saved by the bell. I mean, this vato, you know, Chris Eubank Jr., they should change his name to Zach Morris because he was saved by the bell, man. Had there been 1 minute left, Conor Ben would have destroyed him. He would have destroyed him. But Mikey, did you watch this fight?
Yeah, I watched the fight.
And what's your thoughts, brother? Come on, you're leaving us all in suspense here. We all want to hear about it.
Yeah, Conor Ben looked good, but then again, he fought a corpse. This guy was dehydrated. He didn't make
Oh,
he didn't he looked like a corpse in the weigh, and he came in less in weight than last fight. He came in lighter this time. He looked skinny. You could tell he was dehydrated. He wasn't all there. This is a fight because of dad. It makes money. It's a show. Like I said, the two fathers fought or whatever. It's a good storyline, but they shouldn't never fought. This guy's a 168 pounder, and Conor Ben's a 147, 154 pounder. I wouldn't mind seeing him in the mix at 54 or 47, but at 54, not at 47, scratch that. So yeah, no, he did what he did. Conor Ben looks strong like a bull, but then again, Eubanks, he left it all in the last fight. Like that's it. He can't give you no more at 60 at wait 60. He can't give you that. No, man.
Oh man. Oh, okay. I'm biting my tongue for now. I'm biting my tongue for now. David, did you watch this fight?
Yes, I did.
What was your thoughts?
You know what? I second what Mikey said. I was literally going to say everything he said. You know what? Eubanks, dude, he's older, making 160. You could tell that he was, dehydrated. I'm lucky. He's lucky he went the 12 rounds. He really is. He's lucky he went the 12 rounds. I saw the last round when he knocked him down twice. Conor Ben looked good. I don't want to see him at 154 because he did fight here in Florida, I believe, at 154 with Vegas, and he looked terrible. He needs to go, and can he make 147? If he goes to 147, he's going to become a multi-millionaire because he'll have Ryan Garcia, a lot of great fights, and I think he could probably beat them all. Maybe not Norman, but he brings in money. He wants to make money. He wants to be a champion, 147. But can he make it?
It's been a long time since he's actually fought at 147. He's not a big guy. We're talking about Conor Ben here. He's not a big guy, but it's been years since he's fought at 147. So we'll see what happens with that. He says he wants to go for 147. Now, here's the thing. Cry me a river, Holmes, and I don't care. I will take a piss in that river. For all the people that are coming out talking about like, oh man, Eubanks, man, he was dehydrated, he was weight drained, he was rate drained. Childless. Look, has he fought at 168? Yes, but if you go back, his last few fights before Conor Ben were at 160. They were at 160, but as soon as it was time to fight Conor Ben, oh, now it's time to get on social media and show everybody how much he's draining himself. Yet it was like 4 fights before Conor Ben. All those 4 fights were all at 160. But now this time, this time he wants to sell it to everybody on, man, look at this, man. I'm basically cutting my legs off so I can make this weight. Now, I will say this. There was a rehydration clause. Okay, so maybe that was, hurting him a little bit more. But damn all that. By the way, when did everybody become such a big? I'm not talking about you guys. But I'm just talking about the boxing world out there. When did everybody become such a huge Chris Eubank Jr. sympathizer? I have not heard so many people just come out and defend Chris. Nobody even cares about this dude. But this fight happens, and now everybody's coming out. It's the hatred. It's no love for Conor Ben. I want to make that clear. Nobody loves Chris Eubank Jr. It is all because they hate my boy, Conor the Destroyer Ben. That is it. It is the hatred for him because nobody cares about Chris Eubank Jr., but everybody's becoming his lawyer.
You know, Cholo, I think you're probably the only Mexican American that loves Conor Ben or that loves European fighters. Dude, I follow a lot of boxing media. They didn't even mention that fight. For people, you say that people are on the Eubanks bandwagon. Dude, I'm not hearing anybody even talk about the fight, bro. We're talking about it because of you. These European fighters, I agree with Ed when he called them, you bums, you know what I mean? Dude, yeah. But I like Conor Ben because of you. And I think if you were pushing for him, dude, I would give him a time of day, man. Because I love American fighters, Mexican fighters, Filipinos, Chinos, but these Europeans, I could do without them. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm being honest here. You know.
No, I got you. I got you. I got you. Look, this was a huge fight, definitely across on the other side of the
For
world,
you,
right?
for you.
Well, for me, I was really in it. Look, I've been watching Conor Ben for a while, and I've been saying it. Look, I see something in this dude, and in the weight class that he's in, I think he can do a lot of damage. Now, I do not want to see a trilogy. There should be no trilogy in this. Okay, he beat it. The first time they fought, it was like a draw. They gave it to Chris Eubank Jr. and I didn't complain about it. And I didn't complain about it. I'm like, you know what? Sure, fine. Chris Eubank Jr. won that fight. I didn't complain. It could have easily been a draw. This time around, hands down, Conor Ben went in there.
100%. Yes.
Probably won every single round.
Yeah.
Probably, maybe.
Yeah.
But there should be no trilogy. Can he make 147? He's over there calling out these guys at 147, and we'll get to what's going on at 147 in a minute. But yeah, if he can make 147, I would love to see him fight at 147. If he can't and he fights at 154, he's not that big of a dude. I still think he can compete at 154. I just don't know if he can do as much damage at 154 as he could at 147. Because he's not that big of a guy, but he hasn't made that weight in a few years. An actual fight, it's been a few years since he's fought there.
Hey, Ed, would you agree that his body shape has completely changed without steroids? I mean, look at him now. I mean, you remember when he fought, what's the name of that guy that he knocked him out in the first round? He was an American fighter, he was a Chicano, I believe, fighter. And dude, he was tearing everybody up, and the guy was all muscle. You remember? And then after the steroid things, his body completely changed. Even on this fight, his body completely changed. You know, so is he going to be the same fighter at 147 without the steroids? I mean, look at his body. I wish we could have a picture right now, before and after and now. You know,
he looked good in this one. He looked really good in this.
We looked at these other.
You know what? You know what? You know what? Maybe he shouldn't go down to 147, David. Maybe it does hurt him going down that far weight. Maybe his home is at 154.
Yeah,
maybe it is, because he looked good for 160. He looked good, but he looked real small. I mean, he was in there with Chris Eubank Jr. You could see how much bigger Chris Eubank Jr. was. He was a monster in there. So maybe 154 is his home, because if he goes that far down in weight, maybe he does need to eat more huevos, you know, to get that extra power. But look, nonetheless, just so we could move on, man, because everybody on here hates the, as everyone says, Euro bums. By the way, Conor Ben, he speaks Espanol. He speaks Espanol, yeah.
No way, really? I didn't know that.
And he speaks it very. You know what, David? I'm gonna shoot you guys a video.
Really?
Of Conor Ben. Dog. He speaks more Espanol than any of these Yo no sabes. Like perfect. I'm telling you how much. I'm gonna send you guys everybody on the chats right now and everything. Watch, when I get done with you guys, man, you guys are gonna be like huge Conor Ben. There's only one Conor Ben. I'm telling you guys, man. All right, so good fight, good showing for him. And he's calling out Ryan Garcia. Earlier this year, he had a run-in with Ryan Garcia in London. Yeah. I did that video on here. I don't know why. It made me laugh like so damn hard. He wants Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia just signed a deal to fight Mario Barrios. We touched on it last week, saying that there were negotiations. Now it looks like the contract is signed. It's going to happen. He has done absolutely nothing to earn that title shot, but he's getting it, David. Final thoughts on that?
We talked about it 2 weeks ago when I was on, and it hasn't changed, man. But you know what? It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight, and I got Ryan winning that one. I mean, Barrios is like, hey, give it to Mikey. Mikey will lead it. You know what I mean? Remember that old commercial? Maybe Mikey, you might be too young, but there used to be a commercial that Mikey would eat everything. and that's how I see Barrios. Everybody wants Barrios because he's the weak link, and I think that he doesn't deserve it, but it's going to make money and it's going to make bigger fights for Ryan Garcia and for Golden Boy. So I think it's a good move, but he doesn't deserve it.
What JC's saying here, would you want to see Conor Benn versus the winner of Garcia Barrios?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I want to see Conor Benn versus he's fighting today versus Haney. That's a banger right there.
Oh, Norman? No, he's not. Well, I think Conor Benn can beat Garcia. There's no doubt in my mind that he can beat Garcia and definitely spank Barrios. But Norman, that'd be a good fight. Let's marinate it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, let's let Brian Norman enjoy his victory. Let's not get him killed. Let's not get him killed. My boy Ben will destroy him, man.
I want to talk about that Devin Haney later on, right? But because I think Devin Haney's going to pull a trick up his sleeve. But we'll talk about it.
I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, Mikey Garcia Barrios, he signed the deal. We all saw the video. Final thoughts on that?
Man, Barrios, man, that was your boy, Ed, once upon a time, and now he's whack and nobody likes him. I like him. I still like him. Barrios got skill. He's not the best, the strongest champion at 147 pounds, but if you're not sharp, if you're not ready, if you're not prepared, he will drop you. He will beat you. He can box. He has a little bit of power behind him. I like Barrios. But like we talked about it, of course, Garcia's getting an opportunity. He jumped the line again. Yeah, he's a pretty boy. He's marketable. There's money. If he gets a belt, then he's gonna talk trash and he goes viral. That's the business move by the WBC or whoever put him in the front. So I get it.
Yeah, it's definitely trying to take the strap off of him because Barrios just
can't believe
Mikey and the heavyweight champ are in agreement finally for one. Yeah, Barrios. Look, I like Barrios. I like watching him fight. He's an exciting fighter to a certain degree, but I don't want to say he's the most exciting fighter. But is he a great fighter? Absolutely not. But the sanctioning body is not making any money with him. He doesn't sell. Ryan Garcia will outsell this kid. Not to say that Ryan Garcia is like a super duper star, but compared to Barrios, he is a superstar. So they're trying to get the belt off of Barrios, put it on Ryan Garcia. Maybe they could make a Garcia versus Conor Benn fight in the UK. That will sell big time, right? But you got to get it off of Barrios. Now, when it comes down to this fight, to me, honestly, I think it's a 50-50. Do I favor Ryan Garcia? I mean, I guess, but I don't think it's no walk in the park for Ryan Garcia. I actually do like this fight. I don't like the politics behind it because Ryan Garcia has done nothing. Absolutely. He hasn't done a damn thing. As a matter of fact, he's done the complete opposite to earn a title shot. The complete opposite. Losing, testing positive. He's done the complete opposite to get a title shot. But the fight itself, I do like the fight itself. So,
by the way, Ed, I want Barrios to knock him out because I truly believe that Ryan Garcia. The only reason why I'm going for Ryan Garcia, well, I mentioned Ryan Garcia because I know the play that Oscar's trying to make with him, make more money. But I want Barrios to knock him out because you know what, Ryan Garcia has no heart. He's quit several times, and he's not the real deal. But he does bring in the money, brings in the big fights. But I want Barrios to knock him out. I don't think he has a power to though. But I do want Barrios to win.
Okay. Gentlemen, let's move on to some other news. By some credible sources, that is, it looks like we just might be getting the rematch between Crawford and Canelo. Negotiations are going on. We've talked about Canelo has been pretty quiet. We haven't really heard much from Canelo. Crawford hasn't been making too much noise, but at least from Crawford, we heard that he was going to be at the Yanni Beck fight. Everybody started speculating like, oh, okay, he's going to go down to 160. But now it looks like there's some negotiations starting to go and starting to flow that Canelo wants this rematch. And I personally, I didn't really want the rematch. But look, if it's there, it's there. Mikey, I'll start with you, man.
Guys,
we all remember Mikey's story. So let's go, Mikey. Let us have it.
guys, take notes. And I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about whoever's listening. I said, I told you so. And guess what? I told you so. This is a chess move. This is a WWE, a storyline. Yes. If Canelo would have beat Crawford in the first fight, Canelo wouldn't get no credit. No credit whatsoever. It's a little guy moving up. Now that this little guy, quote unquote, beat him, if you look at the punches and you know a little bit of boxing, you know that this was fake. But if Canelo beats him, he's a real 168 pounder, pound for pound, the best in history. They're saying that he's better than Sugar Ray Robinson and Muhammad Ali. They're putting him up there in Mount Rushmore with the boxing's greats. We're talking about Crawford. Now, in the second time around, if Canelo beats him, now Canelo's going to redeem himself. Now Canelo's going to get all the credit in the world because he beat a real 168 pounder, a Hall of Famer, pound for pound, 3-time division, 4-time division, undisputed of Crawford. So now he's going to get the credit. I get the storyline. It's going to make money, business, everything. I get it. And I told you so. Rematch is coming. You're like, nah, guys, Canelo's done. He's going to fight Genovic. The rematch is coming, guys. I said it. Mikey TV, it's in the archives. Go back to the show. It's Chingones.
He did say that. He did say that. Yeah, you know, he did say that. He did say. David, your thoughts?
It's a novela. It's a novela. You know what I mean? It was in the books. He lost the first fight because Canelo has 2 more fights with Turkey. You know what I mean? So he has to complete the 2 fights. So you know what? Where is he going to make the most money? He lost against, and I don't believe it was a setup. I believe he literally lost against Crawford. I think Crawford was a better fighter that night. I think Crawford gave him a lesson, a boxing lesson. But you know what? Canelo's going to come back because that's who he is, and he's going to win that fight. He has two more fights under Turkey for the $500 million contract that he has. So they're going to fight again. He's going to make another $200 million. And then the trilogy is going to be, let's see who wins that one. But it's going to be a trilogy. It's going to be a trilogy, and they're both going to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. It's a novela. It's a novela.
Okay. Look. I want to be on record. I like Mikey's story. I like his theory. It makes sense. I just don't believe it. That's it. It makes perfect sense.
I mean, do you really believe Mikey is saying that Canelo basically cheated? That Canelo gave up the fight? Do you really believe that Canelo gave up the fight? You don't think Canelo got a boxing lesson from Crawford? You don't think Crawford beat him fair and square? You don't believe that?
No, if you look at the punches, Dave, Canelo wasn't even throwing. Crawford wasn't throwing. It wasn't the fight of the century. The fight of the
millennium. It was a boring fight.
It was boring. Yes, Canelo was injured, quote unquote. He got operated because he got hurt going into the fight. There's all kinds of X factors or whatever you want to call it, or factors that for the storyline. Oh, Canelo, now he's back. Canelo is back. So Canelo wouldn't get no credit if he would have beat Crawford. He's a little guy. He's moving up 3 divisions. Now he's a full-fledged, pound-for-pound great, all-time great, 168 undisputed champion. If Canelo beats him, where does that going to put Canelo? Okay, Dave, let's just say he did lose. Where would they put Canelo if he redeems himself and he beats Crawford? Is he going to be better than Sugar Ray Robinson? Because he beat the guy that's being compared to Sugar Ray Robinson.
Well, I mean, the blacks are comparing him to Sugar Ray. I never.
Max Kellerman.
I haven't seen any. Well, there's a white guy. I mean, how many Chicanos have said that Crawford is better than Sugar Ray Robinson? Really?
They're saying it.
Chicanos right here. G-Funk.
How high saying it? How high? We've been saying it. I know you've been saying it with your friends, bro.
How is it a Chicano? He's a white guy. Come on, man. Who has said it? Who?
Okay. Look. All right.
I said it. He's the GOAT. See? This is a narrative.
Okay. Wait, I want to emphasize before we move on to this weekend's fights. I want to emphasize what Mikey's saying, because what he is saying is that, look, is it so much that Canelo gets paid off to take a dive? No, what it is that now I want to make it clear. I like Mikey's story. I just don't believe it, but it makes sense. Just because it makes sense, it doesn't mean I believe it. But what he's saying is that if Canelo would have beat Crawford the first time around, he wasn't going to get that much credit. It wasn't going to get in his legacy that he beat Crawford, a guy that moved up 2 divisions. Some even say 3 divisions because he only had 1 fight at 154, right? But if Crawford beat Canelo the first time around, now you do have a lot of people. And I get what you're saying, David. No, just in the boxing world, a lot of people are saying that Crawford is one of the all-time greats, if not the all-time greats. He's in the conversation of the greatest of all time. He's in that conversation. A lot of the boxing world do throw that. So now if Canelo comes back and beats him, now he gets that credit. So it's not just money. It's not just money, but it's how do you get credit on beating Crawford, who moved up 2 or 3, however you look at it, divisions, as opposed to I'll let him beat me, right? He's gonna be considered one of the greatest of all time, and then I'll come back and I'll redeem it. Now I get the credit for beating him. So it makes sense. I'm saying it makes sense. I just don't think that's what really happened. I think Crawford just beat him. But it makes sense.
Ed and Dave, and yeah, it makes sense. My storyline makes sense, but also I studied the fight. That's not how Canelo fights. That's not how the real fight is. It was a sparring match. They weren't throwing hard. Canelo wasn't throwing hard. I really believe it in my soul. This was a fixed fight. It was fixed, man. That's not how Canelo throws. It's a little guy, for Pete's sake. 3 divisions? Are you kidding me?
He was too fast for him, Mikey. He was too fast. He couldn't hit him.
Crawford can't beat nobody.
That's why Canelo's going to change trainers. And let's talk about who do you guys think? Who do you want him to change? And I think that's going to make the difference. I really do.
I'm down to get help. I don't think he should cut Reynoso, but add to the team. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely going to need a different game plan this time around. But we'll get to that bridge. As a matter of fact, we don't even know if that fight's happening next. It's just, credible sources that are in the know are saying these guys are in negotiations. And you know what? In all reality, it makes sense to me on the Crawford side because there's no other fight out there where he's going to get that big payday. There is no other fight where he's going to get paid that much. Canelo might be able to go somewhere else and make some big bucks, but Crawford, there's no other fight that he's going to make some big money. So it makes sense to have.
He doesn't want to lose Cinco de Mayo. I mean, now they're talking about Benavidez taking over Cinco de Mayo. You know what I mean? So he doesn't want to lose Cinco de Mayo, so he has to fight Cinco de Mayo. So I think that's what he's shooting for.
Well, Benavidez needs to get past Yard first, which brings us, gentlemen, to this weekend's fights. All right, so we'll start off a little bit here with how come I can't? There we go. With Abdullah Mason. Man, I'll tell you what, David, I love watching this kid fight.
Me too.
Kid, to me, kid is the future, man. I'm not saying he's the next big megastar, but you guys got to keep an eye out on Abdullah Mason. This kid in that ring, first of all, I like the way he carries himself. He's a respectable dude. I like watching him fight because this dude has got all the skills. David, talk to us a little bit about Abdullah Mason fighting tomorrow. He's fighting Sam Noakes.
You know what, Ed? I've been saying it for months now, or for a year now. I believe it, a year, 2 years about Abdullah Mason. Mike, you remember I was really pushing for this kid. Yeah. But you know what? But when he fought that old man that took him down in 1 round, knocked him down twice, but he got up and knocked him out, remember? And everybody started criticizing him that he didn't have a chin. But, dude, he was fighting a veteran. And you know what? They've all, Mikey Garcia in his first fight got knocked down. A lot of the champions have been knocked down. This kid has heart. But Sam Noakes is no joke. This is right here. This is going to make him, number 1, a real world champion. Number 2, it's going to prove to the world that he's the real deal. And you know what? To me, if after this fight, he just might be the next face of boxing. I've always liked this kid. Very respectful. Him and his family. Very respectful. He's Muslim.
Yeah. Hey, Mikey, both undefeated fighters. Abdullah Mason, 19-0, Noakes, 17-0. As Michael Buffer would like to say, somebody's O has got to go. What's your thoughts on this fight tomorrow?
Yeah, I didn't really do a lot of research. This one went under the radar, but I like Abdullah Mason. Dave got me into him. Uh, like you said, I like the way he carries himself. He's mature for his age. I don't know how old is he, but he seems real mature.
22, Mikey, 22.
Yeah, 22. Man, Fernando Vargas fought Trinidad at 22/23.
Wow.
So man, he's not fighting no Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? But he's fighting Sam Noakes. Look at his record. He has an 88% knockout ratio. He's got power. He has a 17-15. But like Dave says, who has he fought to have those 80% knockout rate, 88% knockout ratio? But on paper, he has power. Abdullah Mason has power. Abdullah Mason is fearless. He that old man that took him to war, he had power, and Abdullah Mason got hurt, faced adversity, got up and knocked him out. And I love that. I always say that. So he's got the it factor, and he's got the grit. I like him. Supposedly his name's Sugar. He's got a new nickname, Abdullah Sugar. Whatever. So he's the next Sugar. Yeah. So he's the next Sugar.
Really? They put sugar in his in between the name.
They were interviewing. I forgot that guy's name with the big old eyeballs. He's a YouTuber, but he made it to the zone. What's his name?
Showbiz the Adult.
Yeah. Showbiz gave him that name, and you know what? It does fit. So yeah,
Abdullah Sugar Mason.
Yeah, sounds good, huh?
Really? Okay.
But yeah, it's a good fight on paper. This guy has power, and Abdullah Mason, we've seen him get hurt. So let's see if he could be smarter instead of fighting harder, right? If he could work out his skills, he can box. He can do it all. He has tools in the tool belt. So if he can box and not go to war, and then later on maybe set him up, maybe he could do that. But this guy hits hard. So I want to see that. I wouldn't mind seeing it.
And Ed, I'm going to call him right now. That's going to be the fight of the night.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm going to call it. That's going to be the fight of the night. That's going to be a damn good fight. I can't wait. I can't wait for this fight. That and Bam Rodriguez. I can't wait for that one either.
Bam Rodriguez is a bum. We'll talk about it.
Okay. Whoa. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm gonna say this. Can it be fight of the night? It could possibly be fight of the night, but in my opinion, David, it depends on Noakes. Whatever Noakes brings to the ring, because Abdullah Mason, he's gonna bring it, and I'm calling a stoppage by the 7th round. But if Noakes brings it, right? If he brings it, then I can think. Then I'm thinking maybe it can be fight of the night, possibly. So. We'll see with that. What's up with that? Hey guys, let's move on to Bam Rodriguez versus the undefeated. As you guys see him right here. Damn, this Vato's really feeling himself, man.
He is, man.
Fernando Martinez, the undefeated Argentinian. Man, dog. Just watching this all the way through, man. The whole buildup and everything. I'll tell you, this guy knows how to sell a fight. He really feels himself. He's really flamboyant. He loves the cameras. And not only that, Argentina has followed this dude. He has got a posse there with him, chanting out there in Saudi Arabia, man. I like it. I do. Look at that. Look at the flags. They are all there, man. He brought the country of Argentina. There he is dancing around, prancing around Puma. I'm actually kind of digging this dude. I am. But David, what's your thoughts on this fight with Bam Rodriguez and Martinez tomorrow?
And do you know why he goes down on one knee and he shows, I believe it's his left shoulder? Do you know why he does that?
No.
He has a tattoo of his father who died.
Okay.
And his father was his trainer. So he has either the picture or he has the name of his father. That's why when he's doing it, he always goes like this, or goes on one knee and he shows that left shoulder because of that. Puma does that. I can't wait. It's going to be a really good fight. It's going to be a very good fight. It's not going to be an easy fight for Bam, but he's making it personal with Bam, and Bam has no emotion. You know what I mean? But this guy's pushing up and making it personal because he wants to get in his head. But it's going to be a good fight. I can't wait. It's going to be a great fight.
Yeah, to Bam's credit, maybe Puma is really trying to get into his head, but to Bam's credit, he's really kept his composure for the most part.
Yeah.
Okay. Mikey is saying that Bam is a bum. Mikey, explain yourself.
All right, this is not a 50-50 fight. This guy's trying to get in Bam's head because he's got in the ring. He can't get into him in the ring. I seen him fight. He's wild. He's gonna get set up. Bam's gonna knock him out. Just Bam has to take care of himself. Don't take it easy. Don't be overconfident. But dude, this guy's open to get knocked out. He's wild. He's wild. And of course, any wild shot could get you and could hurt you. But he has a 60% knockout ratio, and I don't even know where this guy came from. He doesn't have all the skills. I don't see defense. I don't see how he sets up fight. Oh, this guy sets up the right hand. Oh, he changes levels. It's just wild. Just okay, I get it. But Bam's got the skills to set him up and knock him out. He's got the power to knock him out.
Hey, Mikey, when you said, I thought right now Shauna Rain just confirmed it. I thought you said Bam was a bum.
No, I did say that, Dave. Wait,
so,
let me explain. Let me explain.
Oh, okay, so Bam's a
It's
bum.
not a 50-50 fight. This is, man, Bam's gonna knock him out.
No,
Bam's
but I thought you said that Bam was a bum.
Yeah. Bam, yeah, let me explain. Bam, his resume is great, but he fights old guys. He fought Hito Estrada. He fought this guy. They were all old. They're old legends. He did what he had to do, but he's overhyped. He needs to move up 2 divisions or whatever and face Inoue. They're saying Inoue in like 3 years he's gonna face Inoue. Nah, man, do it now. Crawford did it. Dave, you believe the Crawford fight was real, right? Then this guy should move up a couple divisions up and test himself to be the best. There's no competition down there. There's the other Japanese one in maybe like in the what division? My Chicanito's brother has him.
Yeah, Junto Nakatani.
Yeah, either fight Nakatani or make a mega fight. Turkey Al-Sheikh will put out money out the bag to make that fight versus Inoue. Bam has the skills, but he fights nothing but old legends. Like I get it, but they're already saying Robert Garcia is saying, "Oh, we'll fight. We might fight him, but in like 3 years, let the fight marinate." Like what they're doing to Boots Ennis and what's his name?
Boots Ennis and Virgil.
Yeah, they don't want to fight. They don't want to fight Boots Ennis next. They're already saying we want to go here. Like I said, is it a ploy to get more money? But these guys are ducking. It's smelling like a duck and it's looking like a duck. Bam needs to fight this guy. This is an easy fight, man. Call it what it is, man. It's an easy fight.
Okay.
Mike, are you saying that his last fight against that one, I forgot what he was with the orange hair, you thought that was an easy fight for him?
I mean, it was hard because he couldn't knock him out. But dude, that guy, he was in the ropes all day. Like, I mean, he needs to fight.
You don't think that Bam is special?
He needs to fight Inoue. He needs to fight Inoue. He's special.
Okay, but at his weight, 115, he's not special, Mikey? I mean, I see him like a little Lomachenko. I think he's a good fighter.
He beat old legends. Like, he beat these old legends. They already had a foot in the retirement, another foot in the banana peel. Like, they were already old. Yes, I get it. Yes, I get it. Oh, yeah. Look at what's his name? The kid from Texas. I drank too much coffee. Virgil. He's great. He's special, but he never won a belt. This guy has won belts, but like I said, versus these old legends. But Virgil never won a belt, but Virgil's finally getting tested. But his greatest test right now is Boots Ennis. Call it whatever you want to call it. It's if he beats Boots Ennis, dude, that's the fight. And
he's not going to get a belt. He's not going to get a belt fighting Boots Ennis.
Or Fundora.
I mean, he's not going to get a belt fighting Boots Ennis.
But okay. Well, hold on. Just to stick with this fight right here. I actually get what Mikey's saying. I do, man. I know that.
I know. I don't see it.
Look, okay. Well, okay. Good.
Clean it up, Ed. Clean it up. I talk too much. I'm everywhere.
You've been hanging around with Joseph Parker.
No. I get what he's saying. Look, the chats are beating up Mikey right now, but I get what he's saying because look, all the great fighters that Bam has beat, they are dudes that are past their prime, right? When he beat Guardas, how old was Guardas? What, 35, 30? This guy is fighting here. Yes, it's an undefeated fighter, but in reality, he's 10 years his senior. This dude is Martin. He's 34 years old. He's not a young dude. Bam is what? 25. Bam is 25. So 9 years. 9-year diff. So, I mean, yeah, sure. We could give him credit for beating, some of these elite fighters at that weight class. But a lot of these elite fighters, they're already well past their prime. They're already on the downslope. So I kind of get what Mikey's saying. It's not enough for me to say that Bam is a bum. I still think he's really good. His footwork is great. He's doing what he needs to do at that weight class. But if all he is doing at that weight class is just beating up a bunch of older dudes that are basically on their way out of the sport, then yeah, you might need to think about going to another weight class, But if that's all there is, then that's all there is. I mean, I don't know, Mikey. I can't really blame him too much on that.
I mean, I get it, but these great fighters, Canelo moved up. Now Crawford did the unthinkable. This guy needs to do some unthinkable type stuff to put him as pound for pound. So what do they have him pound for pound? They have him in number, I forgot, but he's up there in the pound for pound. But now he's saying this greatest thing, but he doesn't have that fight that De La Hoya versus Trinidad type fight, and Inouye's there. He needs to get Inoue sooner than later. So he could show him that he is that special fighter, once in a generation type fighter. Right now, he's beating these guys like this guy. He's good at Buma, but come on, man. He doesn't belong in the same ring with Bam. Bam needs to move up and challenge himself. I'm calling him.
Mikey, he just gave a really good interview, and he talked about he wants to retire in 5 years, at 30 years old. And as a matter of fact, congratulations to him. Today, his wife had a little baby boy.
Okay.
And in Texas, but he's saying that when he retires, he's going to retire at 126. That's his goal, to go up to 126.
JC brings up Soren V-side. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how old Soren V-side was, but I think he was older as well. Yeah, I mean, Mikey, I think it's a good point. I think it's a good point because nobody. I will say this when it comes to Bam Rodriguez. Okay. Nobody brings up the age. Nobody ever brings up, when it's all these other fighters, and I'm a fan of Bam Rodriguez, and I'm going to give him full credit, but I'm just throwing this out there. If this were some other fighter at some other weight class, people would say like, yeah, but that was a 34-year-old insert whatever fighter. Yeah, it was a great fighter, but he was already 35 years old. Yeah, it was a great fighter, but he was already past his prime. Nobody's doing that with Bam Rodriguez. Nobody's saying like, oh, he's beating these great fighters. Yeah, but it was already a 35-year-old past his prime. Nobody's doing that with Bam Rodriguez. And I think Mikey's kind of shedding a light on that. Like, hey, everybody does it with all the other fighters. Why don't you do it with Bam Rodriguez? Why don't you start saying like, okay, yeah, you're beating a lot of these great names, but you're beating them when they're already past their prime. So I get it. I understand what you're saying, man. But I think Bam is still, just looking at him and the way he moves around the ring, I still think he's an elite fighter. But yeah, if you fight somebody that's a little bit more in their prime, someone in their late 20s or at least early 30s or something, I think that'd be a little bit more suitable to say like, okay, he's beating guys in their prime, but beating these great names, but guys that are already 35, 36 years old. Yeah, nobody points that out. Yeah. So you pointed it out, Mikey. You pointed it out because honestly, I didn't even think about that till you just brought it up.
And keep it up. I'm keeping it a buck. Just because he's Mexican, I'm not gonna criticize him. No, when you criticize him, that's when they make moves and they get better. Now in an interview, I don't know if I got the feeling or he said it because I wasn't really paying attention, but he said something about fighting Chocolatito. Like, come on, dude, are you serious? We didn't remember it. Yeah, I mean, it's a business.
And I think, and Mark is saying, Mikey, please don't visit San Antonio, Texas for a while, amigo.
I know. Yeah.
And no, you have a point. You have a point. I think it's a good point. I never heard anybody bring that point up till just you brought it up, and I think it's fair. And the one thing that you said that I truly agree with you on, I don't like fanboying. Especially if it's going to be like, hey, man, you root for your own kind. I mean, to a certain degree in boxing, people do that, right? You're right. I mean, heck, dog, I'm not going to just protect Virgil. He's my favorite fighter, and he's Chicano, but I'm not just going to protect. If I see something wrong, I'd rather call him out on it than try to protect him. It's like, nah, Charlie, you did something wrong. I've been saying it over and over and over and again. Boacek beat Virgil Ortiz.
Wow.
He beat him. I saw it. He beat Virgil Ortiz.
Who's that?
Boacek beat Virgil Ortiz.
Remember,
Sergey Boacek. I think he beat Virgil Ortiz. The whole fanboying thing of going back and saying like, no, well, listen, if you really watch it, if you really look at it, like, no, don't.
And I think Madripoor beat Crawford.
Oh yeah,
I think Madripoor beat Crawford.
Okay.
I think Madripoor beat Crawford.
you have to beat the champion convincingly. You can't be a challenger and just sit like Crawford and don't take gambles and they give you the belt. Madrimov was a champion. You got to go after the champion and beat him convincingly. Crawford didn't beat him convincingly, so that means he lost. It was a close fight, but I think Madrimov landed the cleaner shots. Yes.
I agree.
All right. Let's move on to the co-main event. Devin the Dream Haney going up against Brian Norman Jr. The dads at the press conference made it very funny to watch, because these two guys, they're not the most charismatic guys, but nonetheless, they're getting in the ring with one another. I like this matchup. I don't know what Devin Haney we're gonna get. My mind is saying that Brian Norman Jr. knocks Devin Haney out. I'll start with you on this one, Mikey. How say you on this fight?
Oh man, I think Devin Haney has something up his sleeve. He's not gonna war. He's not gonna exchange with them. He's gonna do the old hit and grab, hit and move. Because we seen him when he did it against Ramirez, and I'm like, damn, Devin Haney's, but he had good legs and he was running everywhere. And what if he does that strategy against Brian Norman? I've been watching a little bit of Brian Norman. He doesn't have the best legs. He's not a boxer. He stays. He sits on his punches. He has fast hands, but he's great when you come after him. What he did to the kid from San Diego, that your boy Dave, what he did to him, I forgot his name. Robert Garcia had him.
Giovanni Santillan.
Santillan should have mixed it up, boxed a little bit, because he was getting the worst of the exchanges. But no, Santillan wanted to show big balls and do what he did to the kid from his prior fight, and he got knocked out. Haney's not going to stand there. Haney learned his lesson versus Ryan Garcia. He's doing what Ryan Garcia did to him. He's trying to get Ryan into Norman's head. You've seen Haney do something that he never does. He's doing like, he's kind of looking like Ryan Garcia. He's dancing, shaking, trying to get in Norman's head, because the strategy is get in his head and move and box and move. We've seen it with Ramirez. So I think he might pull it off, guys. I think we're going to see an upset in this fight. This fight's not a 50-50 fight. No, the Benavides fight's a 50-50 fight. This one and the BAM is not a 50-50 fight.
Okay. Gordito, I see you. Yeah, he fought Sonny Edwards. Sonny Edwards was in his 20s. I think he fought him at 112, I believe, that being Bam Rodriguez there. David, what's your thoughts on this co-main event here?
It's going to be a boring fight. It's going to be Jose Ramirez part 2. It's going to be round 13. He's going to run all night. He's going to run, like Mikey said, hit, and hold all night long. And you know what? I agree with G Funky. It's going to be British referees, and they're going to make the fight. It's going to be a boring fight. And you know what? They might just give it. They might just give it to Haney. Because you know what? Like Norman said, I have to knock him out, because I'm not only fighting him, I'm fighting the referee, and I'm fighting the 3 judges. So he has to knock him out. It's going to be a boring fight. He is not going to trade with him. It's not going to be a trading fight. He's going to be round 13. How was Jose Ramirez fight? It was boring. Hit, touch, hit, and grab. Hit, and that's exactly what he's going to do. It's going to be like, I agree with you, Funky. Move, jab, hold, and repeat all night long. Yep. And Norman's going to be frustrated.
If you guys remember when he fought Linares at 135 pounds, Haney literally will run. He would charge Linares to hold him. Yeah. He literally ran forward and grabbed Linares, and Linares had him rocked, man.
Yeah. I think he looks big right there in the face-off.
He does.
Yeah, he does
very
look big.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, 147 is a different beast for him. So, yeah, look, man, what kind of Devin Haney do we get? Do we get the Devin Haney that fought Ramirez? People are still saying he's not recovered from what Ryan did to him. I like Brian Norman Jr. There's not a lot out there really to judge him yet. I think Brian Norman can get him, man. I mean, I mean,
I
look,
hope-
Haney.
I hope
Haney
so.
Haney has a little bit of a glass jaw. Now, to Haney's defense, he always gets up, right? He can get dropped, he can get wobbled, but I'll give it to Devin Haney. He always gets up, right? In this case here, I'm not so sure if he can get up and stay up, man, because I think Brian will bring that pressure and just overwhelm Haney. He needs to be on the lookout for the clinches. Now, I wasn't aware of the referees, so just G Funky brought it up, but yeah, I didn't even pay attention to that. But it's all going to be British referees. The BBBOC, you know, they control over there in Saudi Arabia as well. So yeah, that could be an issue. That could be an issue. I don't know if it's going to be a boring fight like that against Ramirez. Man, I hope not. I think Brian's going to bring you a lot more than Ramirez did, because it wasn't just Haney that made that fight boring. Ramirez made that fight just as boring. I really don't think Norman is going to allow a fight to be just like that. I'm not saying it's going to be exciting.
Man, how do you hit a guy that's running all night? I mean, hopefully he's taking some really good classes on how to cut the ring.
Yeah.
Hopefully his training camp was cut the ring, because he's going to be chasing him all night.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, I think it's going to be a decent fight. It's probably going to be one of the best Devin Haney fights outside of the Ryan Garcia fight. Because Devin Haney's fights are, they're not good. They're not good. I think the intriguing part in all of this is Devin Haney going to get knocked out? Because I don't think Devin Haney is going to drop, nor do I think he's going to hurt Brian Norman. Can he outbox him? Sure, I guess so. But I think Brian Norman, he's pretty fast, he's pretty quick, and I think he's going to catch up to Devin Haney. I got Brian Norman.
Haney has a big head. He has a big head.
Looks big. The thing is, can Norman fight moving his feet? That's the thing. He looks great, phenomenal when his feet are set and he check hooks you or he takes through the ropes and puts hands on you like he did to Santillan. But can he fight moving his feet? Like how Canelo versus Crawford, quote unquote. Canelo couldn't fight moving his feet. Can this guy fight moving his feet? I haven't seen it.
Okay. All right. So just to wrap it up on this one, Mikey, who do you have?
I'm gonna go on the limb and I'm gonna go for the underdog because Norman's the whatever they're thinking Norman's gonna win. I'm gonna go decision Haney. I'm gonna do it. This one I might get it wrong, but I'm gonna go decision Haney.
David?
I'm gonna go knockout. Knockout 7th round Norman. But it's gonna be a very boring fight. He's gonna finally catch him. You know, I don't know. Let me take that back. It's not going to be a knockout. You know what? He always gets up, but he's going to hurt him. And he'll beat him by decision because he always gets up and he'll finish the fight. But he'll beat him by decision. After the 6th, 7th round, dude, he's going to take over the fight because he's going to hurt him. He's not going to be able to run as much.
Okay.
So I got knockout by decision, Norman.
Haney's experience, no matter what. He fought Lomachenko and
Yes,
the other games. Haney's got a lot of experience.
He's got a lot of experience. I got Norman by TKO. I think the referee waves it off because Haney does get up. He does. Look, credit to Haney. However anybody feels about Haney, he may go down, but he was hurt in that Ryan Garcia fight. Man, that dude was hurt. He was on spaghetti legs, but he always got back up. And I think the referee is going to wave it off at some point. So that's, I got, and I'll say maybe, yeah, I'm kind of with you, David. I don't think it's an exciting fight. I think Norman probably finally gets to him somewhere like in the 8th, 9th round, I would say, somewhere around there. But with that, gentlemen, let's go ahead and let's bring it to the main event of tomorrow. You have Anthony Yarde versus, these aren't my words, Mikey. These are not my words, all right? Versus the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. So, you know what? Let me see. Did Mikey tap out? And then, Mikey, you there?
I'm back. Yeah, something went with my computer, so I got on my phone. Can you guys hear me good?
We got you. We got you.
All right. My bad, guys.
Okay, so we're on to the main event. Anthony Yarde versus, as they like to call him, Mikey, the Mexican monster, David Benavides,
Oh yeah.
who looks really sucked up. Man, that dude looks sucked up, man. Yeah, a little kid right there, just throwing him.
That's his son. That's his son.
Is
David's
it
son.
his son?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look
Okay.
at him.
Yeah,
Look
let
at
him go, man.
Good.
All right. David, what's your thoughts about this fight, man? Because I don't think anybody's really giving Anthony Yard a chance.
Hey Ed, I don't know if you remember when he first went up to 175. I mentioned Anthony Yard.
Yes.
You know, when he fought Osalik, I go,
Yep,
you know,
yep.
the test is
Yep.
not there. When he fought Morrell, the test is not there. Anthony Yard is the test. And you know
Yep.
what? This is the test. This is the test. This is going to show us if he belongs at 175. And you know what? And you know, one of the things that I'm really watching and that they're doing that they've never done before, they're really pushing the Mexican flag. They're really pushing, even when the father spoke yesterday at one of the press conferences, spoke all in Spanish, para mi gente mexicana, eso para Mexico. They're really pushing Mexico. And then at the weigh-in, he had the Mexican flag. He got up to there with the Mexican flag. Dude, he wants to win Mexico over because he knows that Canelo is done in Mexico. He believes he's done. And I mean, have you guys noticed that they're really pushing Mexican? And he's half Guatemalan and Mexican, right? Or you have Mexican and what's the other side?
Ecuadorian.
Dude, they're not even mentioning it. It's all Mexico. Is it me reading into this, Mikey, or have you been watching it? I've been watching it.
Yeah, no, he wants those dates. He's got the Mexican flag. He doesn't have the Ecuadorian flag. They told him, hey, put that away. I know you're half Ecuadorian, but please put that away because you're killing your freaking viewership and you want to be the next face of boxing, meaning the next Mexican. Put that flag away. No disrespect, guys. But yeah, you got to have the Mexican flag to get those dates. No Ecuadorian flags around here, man.
But have you noticed that, Mikey? They're really pushing the Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
You're right, David. They're for sure. They're really pushing that. Hey, Mikey, nobody's giving Anthony Yard a chance in this fight, man. What do you see in this?
I'm giving him a chance. This is a 50-50 fight. What are they talking about? This is a 50-50 fight. Yeah, Benavides, he fought Alex Bolswick. He didn't knock him out. He's fighting a guy his size. He moved up David Morrell, a 168-pounder that's overrated. He only has like 8 fights. And he went to war with him, and he got hurt by a 168 moving up. And they both moved up. But then Benavides, look at Yard. Look how big he is, dude. Look how he looks huge. He's a real 175-pounder. He got knocked out twice. That's the only thing. But he's got knocked out by Kovalev. Kovalev knocked him out. Then Kovalev was still good. After the knockout, Kovalev fought Canelo. So the people that said that Canelo fought an old Kovalev just knocked out Yard in a war. All right, so Kovalev stopped him, and Benavides stopped him in a war. He gave him a great fight in a war. Man, I'm trying to find holes in Yard's game. Yeah, he does the Philly show or whatever, the Mayweather. That's the only thing that he does. But he's a banger. He's gonna come forward. He's gonna get dropped or get hurt. But Benavides doesn't hit. From what we've seen these last 2 prior fights, he doesn't have the power like he did have at 168. So he's fighting a guy his size, and it's gonna be war. And if he touches Benavides got hurt versus the Cuban at 175. If this guy hits him, a real 75 that's been to war, been war tested, yeah, man, this is a great fight. I call it a 50-50 fight. I don't know what they're talking about, man. I like how this guy fights. He's skilled. He's in there. He's a warrior, man. It's gonna be a great fight. I want to see this fight. And Dave, you were the one that called it. You were saying fight Yard, and you'll show me that you are a true 175. That's the test. I didn't want him to fight nobody else. I wanted him to fight Yard, and they brought that up, and it was 100% true. And it's here tomorrow at 2:30 California time.
And I agree with Mike. I agree. 50-50 fight. It's a 50-50 fight.
Okay. Look, when it comes to this matchup, I like it. One of the things when it comes to David is, even though he just moved up to 175, I think he's struggling, man. He looks sucked up. He doesn't look healthy. He doesn't look right. Where Anthony Yard, he's been at 175. and he's fought the top dudes, man. And I like Anthony Yard. You know, he's not a great 175 pounder, but he's a damn good one. Benavidez, I don't know, man. You know, he's talking a lot about, you know, going to cruiserweight and things like that. So I'm not sure how comfortable he really is. He looks very sucked up, man. He does. I like this fight. I don't know who's going to win. If I had to choose somebody, look, I guess I'll go with Benavidez just because I see more skills in Benavidez. But I just don't know how healthy Benavidez really is. Because Anthony Yard, like you said, Mikey, Anthony Yard looks shredded, man. He looks like he's in great shape. So I think he's ready. Let me put his back up on here. There we go. All right, so I think Anthony Yard is ready, and I think Benavidez has his hands full tonight. Tomorrow night. So I'm picking Benavidez by decision, though. I'm picking Benavidez by decision. How about you, David?
Benavidez by decision, but it could go either way, bro. It could go either way, and it could be actually a knockout by Yard, but Benavidez by decision.
Okay, Mikey.
Jesus, I don't know. I don't know how to call it, man. If it goes decision, if it goes 12, they have to give it to Benavidez. They're trying to build a star. So I understand the scheme of things. I understand boxing. Plus, he's a champion, right? Paper champion to be be 100% right. But yeah, Benavidez decision. He got I don't know. I'm gonna go with Benavidez decision. How about that? But don't. What if? I don't know, man. I don't know. Man, a knockout. There's going to be a knockdown in this fight. How about that? But I'm going to go Benavidez decision, but don't get me wrong if Benavidez gets stopped, man. Don't take it the wrong way, because this is a 50-50 war, man. Jesus Christ.
I'm with you. I'm with you, man. I'm not so sold that Benavidez wins this fight. I'm not at all, dude. So
great test.
By the way, somebody was asking for the times on this tomorrow. Okay, so Pacific time, that's over here in California. The coverage looks like it starts at 2 p.m. Not the main event. The main event, I believe the ring walk-in time is like at 5 or something of that sort, something like that. But the coverage, I believe, starts at 2 p.m. because they're having it over in Saudi Arabia, which leads me to my gripe. Okay. If you're having this fight in Saudi Arabia, but you're going to cater it to the time to this side of the world, then why are you having it over there? I heard David Benavidez, I don't know the time difference, but I heard David Benavidez say that his fight was going to start at about 4 a.m. Saudi Arabia time. So I'm like, how many fans are there really going to be there? And I don't even like there to be fights over there because the fans aren't really that into it. You know, there's no ring girls. The culture that they have over there is not really fan friendly for the boxing fans, for the boxing world. Why have it over there then? Why not just do it over here?
Yep.
Because if the main event is going to start over here at 5 or 6 o'clock, one of those times I was looking at it, then why not just do it over here? Why are you doing it over there at 4 o'clock in the morning? Like, I don't get it. You're having people over there that are not even really that rowdy when it comes to boxing. We've seen that already. Now you're going to do it at 3, 4 in the morning where, I mean, are people really going to be that into it? Plus, the boxing culture is not even there in Saudi Arabia. There's no ring girls. Nobody's getting all hyped up. Nobody's, up on their feet, man, cheering and yelling. That's the boxing world, Holmes. You're taking that away, but you're going to cater to us over here. But aesthetically, from the eyes watching it on TV, we're not going to get the crowd. We're not going to get the crowd that we're used to. But you're going to cater to our time. Like, I don't get it, man. I'm tired of them having fights over there. I really am. I'm tired of them having fights in Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah.
But again, but just to make it clear, I'd rather see these fights over there than not have these fights at all. So just making it clear. Am I complaining? Yes, that doesn't mean I don't want these fights not to happen, because I'd rather have these fights happen. If it has to be like that, okay, so be it. But it just doesn't make sense to me that you're going to do it over there at 3 a.m. so you could somewhat cater to our time. Then just do it over here. All right. Well, oh well. David, any final thoughts, brother?
You know what? Right now over here where I'm at, it's 9:20 at night, and I know what's it 6:20 your time right now?
Yeah, 6:20. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, right now over there in Saudi Arabia, it's 5:20 in the morning.
Okay.
Right now,
Okay.
it's 5:20 in the morning. So yes,
Okay.
we'll be watching at 4 in the morning.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. Anything else, fellas? We went a little bit long here, but there was a lot to cover, and there's still so much more to cover. So,
I
but
can't
it's
wait till next week, so we can
It's
talk
good.
about the fights. You know what? I can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah.
To me, tomorrow is like the Super Bowl. I mean, all these fights have potential except Haney's, but these fights, dude, I am excited about these fights. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. That is El Gran Chingon, El Mero Mero David Contreras, the boxing scientist who had it calling it right. The whole storyline from Crawford and Canelo, which makes sense. It does make sense. Mike Zavala from Mikey TV 365. Cholo Choco Los Tres Chingones Boxing. Whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing it so we could come back and do it again. Till then, catch you guys on next round.
Gentlemen.